What's poppin'? I guess it's been a while. Last time I posted one of these videos was, I want to say a couple months ago. I think I was just finishing up work at that one place. Now I got work starting up again in a couple weeks here. I passed all my finals of one final. I know, so many number. But I got a B+ in that class, so I'm more than happy with it. More elective credits to just speed up graduation. A little bit beyond that. How's that been going for me? So, me and Dave were talking, and he's like, have you ever heard of eating gorilla kibble? My sources tell me that it's good. And I'm like, is it really? And he says, well, and he breaks down the macros. And the macros are, it's like 20% protein, 8% fiber, and a mixture of carbohydrates, and 8% ash. Not meant for human consumption, so to speak, but like, hear me out. If I didn't have $1 to my name and I was looking for easy meals, Gorilla biscuits wouldn't be the worst idea, in theory. Now, they aren't certified by really any food company or FDA approved, but $50 later, no, like $43 later, and like 2 business days, I got a 25-pound bag Gorilla food waiting for me. And these biscuits are big, bro. They're like the size of 2 fingers and the length of 1, bro. I think they're bigger than your fingers, longer than your fingers, to be honest with you. But, and they didn't taste really all that good either. You open up the bag and get hit with like a hoof of oranges, maybe some banana, and kind of more like just a processed food smell. It's pretty bad, I'm not gonna lie to you. It wasn't bad, but it was just kind of like, I don't know, interesting, so to speak. You could tell it was gorilla food. How about that? It was like the dog food for gorillas. And then about like 2 pounds into maybe a little more than that, I had like 4 or 5 bowls of cereal, that shit. Those bowls were endless. I'm not lying to you. When I had one of these bowls, like they're pretty decent size, right? You fill it up with milk, the biscuits were always there. No matter how many spoonfuls I ate, there was more biscuits to be had. And that shit was kind of, I don't know, scarring. The endless bowls of biscuits. But then, I guess my parents didn't realize I had it until they saw it in the laundry room. And my dad was like, oh, what is this shit? Does it work? Is it healthy to eat? So basically, he pulls that shit out and he's like, hold on, let me get my glasses. And he starts reading the information on the bag. He says, not meant for human consumptions. Do not consume if you are a human. And he's like, this shit could be bad for you. You got no idea what it's doing to you. And I'm like, well, trial by fire, I suppose. So then basically my parents were like, my mom especially, she was like, I will pay you to stop eating this. So I got a pound out for Dade for when we met up at the gym, later date. And it just so happens, this is like within like the same cycle me finishing my last couple biscuits of a 25-pound bag. So I probably ate maybe, like 4 pounds of it, maybe more. Gave away 1 pound of it, had about 20 pounds remaining. Big ass bag. And essentially, I was golfing. I went golfing, right? So drivers for golf, they aren't cheap if you don't care or you don't know. Pretty much like maybe $250 for a cheapy, cheapo, just average Joe. I had a Callaway, part of a golf set that I bought a couple years prior. And I'm at one of my swings. I didn't have a golf club glove on. I go for a swing at the ball and make contact with it. I'm like, oh, okay, that's good contact. That's good, yeah. Club slips out my hand. And I lose positioning where the ball is. So I'm just like spinning around like a ballerina. I'm like, ooh, where'd the ball go? And my dad's like, he's taking off his glasses. He says, holy shit. He said, he chucked it up into the trees. And these are like some skinny ass, big ass pine trees. I shit you not. I chucked that club up there like 50 feet. So it was like, damn, it's gonna come down? Nope. The globe got stuck up there. 40, 50 feet in the air. And these are like some skinny ass trees, so probably not going to want to try and climb them. They cut off the branches probably for like safety hazards, right? End of the story here, basically. Maybe an hour and a half later, I come down that tree, blood coming off my arms and legs, with the club in hand, and now there's a rope up in that tree that I used to get the club, so to speak. It was not an easy process. Might not have been very, legal by the books, but all this happened in game. I'm not talking about anything. Fuck you know. Shit, you go to that golf course, you see a blue rope coming down from a tree. Wasn't me. I'm all this is the completely fabricated story coming off the top of my dome. Anyways, I get to eat food now, and then comp reps for three comp reps for squat with 425 on the bar, and something for bench. I think 280 for 3. That's what we got planned today. For the pump juice, this is the extra one. Celsius. We love Celsius. I'm just straight caffeine, 200 milligrams. Gorilla Mind. Orange Rush. As I'd like to say, you can't feel the rush without the crush, but in this case, you're only getting the rush. I got one more bottle of this shit back at home, and I'm gonna be happy to be done with it. It is just too much kick, a little too much orange, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, we gonna get this shit. It should move. Maybe. But yeah, see how it goes. Peace. is day 3, primary day 1 of week 4. I did it. I hit a PR for reps, which was 419 for 3. Lightweight, no reaction. Just kidding. Last warm up, I was scared. The weight wasn't going to move as I'd hoped it to, or that it would move at all. But one thing I don't do, I don't fail. Never do I fail. Just kidding. But like, it's been a while. It's been like 2.5 years, I think, since I failed a rep. I think it was deadlift, actually. I have to check back when it was. But yeah. Anyways, how'd the weight move? Light work, no reaction. Shook the cage on the indomitable human spirit, and it fucking woke up, baby. When you see my face like crunched up, like someone's about to sucker punch me, that's how you know I'm locked in. First 2 reps, light work, no reaction. 3rd rep, a little bit too forward. Ended up having to try a little bit harder. Saw my face, I felt my face kind of like scrunch up almost. But I hit it, and I hit it with some despair. So that's always the hope on RPE days like today was. And then for bench press, shit was flying. 282 for 3 with some in reserve. I figured out a position with my shoulder blades. So pretty much an issue that I was having previously was I would like try and like snuggle into position, and it would end up affecting where I held my breath on my reps. My coach told me to stop doing that, so then I was like, I guess we'll just see what happens. And I think that actually ended up figuring out a lot of my issues, because now when I press with my legs, or get like my leg drive, so to speak, with bench press, and a good position with my shoulder blades, and unrack the weight, I feel way better placed. I have oxygen to do the rep, and I'm strong enough to do the weight that I put on. So all things are really lined up in both squat and bench press. I'm a little bit off right now on squat just because where I sink into, it's a little bit more left leaning right now. But I got big dreams. Basically what the goal here is to compete in the middle of December and somehow manifest a 650 kilogram total in order to compete at USAPL Collegiate Nationals, because that's the requirement as just qualifying total right now. And it is a pretty big jump, because if you look at it in terms of weight category, 83 kg, you only need a 610 total. To jump to 90, you need a 640 total, so that's a 66 pound increase for a total of like a 15 body weight increase, 15 pound body weight increase. And then for 100 kg, it's 640 to 650, so it's only 10 Ts for like, I don't know. Anyways, it doesn't make sense to compete in 90 when you could compete in 100. That's pretty much all that is to that. There's to that. So that's what we're gonna do, or try to do. But dude, that'd be absolutely insane. Right now, my total for competition is 353. No, 335. No, sorry, 535. What the fuck am I saying? So that means I would need 115 kilogram increase in my compound movements over the course of a year and a half, roughly. A little bit less than a year and a half. And I had some pretty crippling knee tendonitis for quite some time that was definitely limiting with hypertrophy or exhaustion I could put on my legs, my lower body. But that is starting to disappear now, which is big ups for me. Now I'm sitting there on the leg press or leg extension machine going past failure. I'm going until there's so much blood in my legs I can barely move. Doing the lengthened partials type shit. And it feels great. It feels great to know that I'm gotten to a position where I can push myself to my, limit, and that I have a goal for some crazy dream that, is it unlikely to happen? Oh yeah, there's like no chance in hell. But could it happen? Maybe if I just, somehow pull 250 pounds out of nowhere, you know what I'm saying? It ain't that unrealistic. Like, shit. I squat 440 for 1 as my current PR. In order to compete at competition, I need to be totaling close to like maybe 550. Because if I do a 240, that's crazy. A 245 squat, 255 deadlift, and a 150 bench. Light work, no reaction. I actually think my bench press might pop out on occasions, to be honest with you. I've been getting just increasingly strong in that. For some reason, I feel like creatine just goes straight to my goddamn arms, my biceps. I look like a thumb now, which is great. And when I'm on creatine, I just recover faster and I can push myself harder. So all that really means is if I'm consistent with my diet and I continue to push myself to my limit, that I have big dreams and goals that I might be able to attain, and we'll see if I can do it. Yep, light work, no reaction. Anything else beyond that? Oh, I saw some friends from high school, like completely crazy, right? I just finished my average day at the gym, you know, busting my ass. It was a week 4, day 4, you know, or day 3, killing it as usual, as expected. And on my way out, 2 kids from high school. One of them who I knew through like the gym adventures from when I was like a little teenage youngin' 3 or 4 years ago. And another guy who I played soccer with for many years. They pop out and they're like, "What's my name?" And I'm like, "The fuck, I know this guy, but I don't know his name." And yeah, and then we basically just, I don't know, talk back and forth on positions of life, what their goals are, you know, struggles, successes, XYZ. Really cool, right? And then they're like, one of them was like, "Oh yeah, you should get this guy back on, you know, help him lock in." And I'm like, you know what? Maybe I will. Good buddy of mine. Used to be somebody struggled through times and trials and tribulations with. We'll see if his can get his chunky ass, shake him with some of those pounds off to achieve his goals that he's got for himself. But yeah, beyond that, that's really all there is to me. Tomorrow I get to deadlift and maybe, bro, that's something to talk about. How sore I am. Oh, Lord have mercy. It feels like all these exercises of compound movements have been going straight to my cheeks, bro. Like with squats, before I hit the top set, I was doing endless reps with 120, which is like 275, and it just felt so off. Like I just couldn't turn on the muscles, like my cheeks or my hammies. They were just completely fried from deadlifts on Tuesday. I'm like, God damn it! If I have this issue again on deadlifts where I can't turn on my glutes, I might be cooked. How am I supposed to hit fucking? How much is it? 460? How am I supposed to hit 465 for 3 when I can't turn on my cheeks, bruh? But still, I grind. We'll see if we got it there tomorrow. Dude, we gotta shave. I look like a goddamn. I get the pedo chin stashed on. Hi, how are ya? You have a good day? What do your farts smell like? Like, oh, dude, it's so bad. Anyways, that's all for me. Thank you for watching, and maybe I'll post again, maybe I won't, but we're getting stronger, and we got big dreams, so let's see if we can make them a reality. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye-bye.